Good morning on this Monday, on this Veterans Day, November 11th, 2024. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, streaming live on clickorlando.com and News 6 Plus. So happy you're with us. Maybe you have the day off today, or maybe you're headed out to work like we are, and we are going to get you ready with everything you need to know. And Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is in the Pinpoint Weather Center, and we are getting ready for flu season, Candace. So we have those free flu shot events coming up this week. So we're going to talk to a doctor from CentraCare in a few minutes, but this is the time to get those, and hopefully good weather for those events this week.
You know what? This week is actually going to be probably the best week to have all those flu shots because the weather is expected to turn much more comfortable, a bit cooler as we head into the rest of the week. Although for all the veteran festivities or just for the overall day, it is going to be kind of the warmest and kind of the more humid of the week. That's going to be expected today. But we're watching not one, but two different cold fronts, Bridgett. That's going to help. One will start drying us out so we won't feel as humid and as muggy. And then that secondary one, which will pack a little bit more of a temperature punch, that will bring temperatures down into the 70s as we head into your weekend. So,
That's
little things to look forward to, right? All right, let's take it to the maps to show you what's going on this Monday. Happy veterans to all those who have served or are currently serving out there. It's a warm day. A few isolated sprinkles can't be ruled out throughout the day. But then again, we're watching the approach of two different cold fronts. And as they do that, we're going to continue to see temperatures drop down a little bit further. Now, I do want to let you know that even though we're trying to make it feel a little more like fall, it's still hurricane season. We are watching one area in the tropics. So let's show you what's going on here in our water vapor imagery. We have a lot of tropical moisture just to our south. Some of that is just kind of filtering in across central Florida this morning. And that's why rain chances this afternoon will be at about a 20%. Now, temperatures out the door right now, we're in the 60s and 70s. But throughout the day, our rain chances do go up to about a 20%. And this is going to be the main focus of the rain today. Will be across areas of Volusia County, southern Volusia, northern Brevard, Seminole, Orange County. Those are going to be the main zones that we will be dodging a little bit of rain. Really not producing a lot. We have a lot of dry air, so that should cap most of the rain to become pretty shallow, so not really packing a lot of rain with it, but just letting you know that there will be some scattered showers around throughout the afternoon. Then we're watching the approach of our next cold front, and once that comes through, we'll start to see that drying trend really stick around by Wednesday. So as we take you here hour by hour for your Veterans Day, 86 is going to be our high today. Rain chances, again, low at only about 20% with the skies clearing into the evening. So I do want to show you here clouds and rain forecast. So we have a little bit of moisture that's just offshore. Now look to our north. That's where that cold front's coming through. It's going to start veering our winds in out of the north. So the moment we get more of that northerly breeze, it's going to automatically start drying us out. We'll have more of a brisk breeze in place. And then throughout the day, Wednesday into Thursday, will be nice and comfortable, a few in and out clouds. And then we're tracking the progress of that secondary cold front. You can see there just north moving into Alabama and Georgia by Thursday morning. Once that comes through and it clears, temperatures will drop down even further. So as you look here at the temperature trend, just looking at highs compared to the average, our average this time of the year is 79. We're going to get close to that, or at least much closer than we have been for the past almost 2 weeks, come Thursday and Friday, and then we'll cool down even further by the weekend. Quick check on the tropics. This is that one zone. Nothing currently is there to pinpoint, but it's the zone that many of the models are picking up tropical development over the next couple of days. So for that reason, the National Hurricane Center is giving this area a 40% chance, a moderate chance of potential development within about a week or so. Once we get that, some models hold on to whatever this system is down across the Caribbean, pushes into the Atlantic or Central America. There's a few that takes it into the Gulf of Mexico. It's still very, very, very early to really pinpoint since there's no system to actually start the original point there on any of our models. So a lot of it right now is just kind of looking downrange. So we'll of course keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, no tropical concern, just something worth watching and always checking back on. But at least locally here, the weather should be turning real nice, real comfortable, especially starting Wednesday and continuing with that secondary front on Friday and into the weekend. So overall, not looking too bad, Bridgett. Again, today certainly looks to be kind of the warmest and more of the muggier day of the week.
Okay, but overall not bad at all, really.
Not too bad. No. I mean, once we start talking cold fronts, I personally get into a better mood. That's just the way it works.
Yes. I mean, and it gets us more in that mood of, our Florida fall that we're
Yes.
desperately seeking. Yes. So,
Yeah. It's
and
not
nice.
much, but we'll take it.
And not a washout or anything like that as you go
No.
through the festivities for today for Veterans Day. So that's
Yeah,
really
looking
great to
good.
hear. All right, awesome. Well, speaking of veterans, we want to check in with Trooper Steve. He is out in Results 1 this morning and headed out to some different things. And thanks for your service, Trooper Steve. Happy Veterans Day. Oh, we don't hear you. Hold on. Nope. We see you. He says he'll be right back. We'll be right back. So we'll get back to Trooper Steve in just a second. It's just, we love the technology, right? We want to quickly go over to the latest in our presidential news. President-elect Trump gaining more wins over the weekend, officially winning a 7th key battleground state now. And it comes as the transition team is hard at work as well. And News 6's Angie Casada has more about some of the key appointments happening over the weekend and more expected as early as today.
You really shouldn't even be talking about it until after you win an election. And of course, now yesterday and today, those discussions are going in earnest.
A source says North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is being considered for energy czar.
I think it's a sign of respect for the whole state of North Dakota that my name is popping up on short lists for various positions.
New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik could be the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Sources say Trump's former trade advisor, Peter Navarro, is trying to get a spot too. And while Trump's refusal to concede the race in 2020 delayed and obstructed Biden's transition, President Joe Biden has taken the high road, already inviting Trump to the White House.
All right, now we want to head back over to Trooper Steve in Results 1. And I think we got you now. Welcome back.
I hope so.
Yes, happy Veterans Day.
Happy veteran. I was trying to get, make life a little easier. I finally got the laptop working for this interactive thing, and it looked great. And I thought it was going to work, and it didn't. So
we'll
I'll
figure
get
it
that
out.
fixed at some point.
Yeah.
One step at a time, right?
Mm-hmm. What's up for today?
Today, since the vets are at work today, I am going to honor our veterans, and I'm going to be down in Osceola County. They're going to be having a Veterans Day event over at Lake X. It's a lake out in the east side of St. Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
It's also where they have a training facility. So they're going to be having a ceremony at 10 a.m. today. There are so many ceremonies happening today throughout Central Florida. So you have your options, but if you're down in Osceola out on the east side, that it will be a great one. And I'm going to stream that for about 15, 20 minutes at 10 a.m. today, which hopefully will be pretty cool. I'm excited to go down and hang out with some local first responders, probably a lot of former veterans. I know the sheriff's former Navy. A lot of their command staff down there is former branches of service, so it'll be nice.
How was the parade Saturday?
Oh, Bridget, it was such a great time. We had a blast. Weather was decent. It kind of sprinkled just a little bit to give us that warning, but it wasn't as hot as last year. It was nice outside. The people that came up, there were probably thousands of participants or viewers just out hanging the streets and stuff. It was flawless event. Love it. It's our second time doing it here at News 6. And I hope, as long as I'm here, I hope that we continue to do it.
And people can recap. They can watch it on the website, right?
Yeah, so we stream that live, the entire thing from beginning to end, graphics, ceremony, all that stuff. Huge shout out to our production team. We have gone through so much here at News 6 in the past few years with a lot of retirements, and usually the bread and butter of News 6, and they have been able to pass that knowledge on to our new crews, and they kicked butt out there. They were having a great time. They were there with what we needed. So yes, you can go to YouTube. They put on a great show. I think it was about an hour and a half or so. And beautiful day, Bridget. It was a great time.
That's really nice, especially if you couldn't make it out. You can go back and watch the parade, and it's a really high quality video, so people can check that out. Maybe if they weren't able to participate and get into the spirit today. And plenty, like you said, plenty of programs happening today, and also promotions and different rewards for the veterans. So a nice day overall. And so, how's the traffic going?
We're still watching some of the little stuff that we had towards the end of the show, that one crash out in Bushnell, County Road 48. The crash is clear, but you're going to encounter it as you head maybe eastbound this morning. I'm seeing some heavy delays eastbound along Maitland. That crash on Rose, gone. but that eastbound delay causing some problems for us out there. So when it comes to school today, half of our districts have school, half of our don't. So you just need to pay attention. There's a crash out by the attraction south of Universal along Kirkman, north of Kirkman there, north of Sand Lake, in the construction zone. So you want to be careful as you're just simply cruising around this morning. Brevard County, you guys are nice and clear, north and southbound along 95, no issues up in Titusville. And then our southern portions of Osceola, the Turnpike, 441 and East 192. Checking out nicely, and that's where I'll be. So I need that to stay nice and easy. So I'm beginning to head that way within the next few, Bridgett. And people can hop on clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, the app. And I love that Thomas, our web producer, now has us up on YouTube as well. So sometimes you get to comment, and he'll relay those things to me. But join us today. It's a good day. Weather's going to be great, according to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. No complaints.
And that starts at
10 a.m.
10 a.m. All right. See you then. Thanks, Trooper Steve.
See ya.
All right, a little bit more news for you before we head to break, and then we'll come back and talk to Dr. Brady live about the free flu shot events happening this week you'll want to take note of. But first, in a few hours, a big vote expected in Orlando aimed at getting results for those looking for homes. Leaders are set to talk about whether to turn an old Best Western on Colonial Drive into affordable housing units. And News 6's Mark Lehman has a closer look at that plan and spoke to one of the commissioners who says that they are ready to vote in favor of the development.
For nearly 60 years, the Best Western on West Colonial Drive has rented out rooms for people wanting a short stay near downtown. Well, that business model is about to change.
Housing we're in a deficit. As of January, the count was 754 unhoused individuals in Orange County.
Shan Rose is the commissioner for Orlando's District 5. This afternoon, she's voting to approve a plan to convert the 110-room hotel to 110 studio apartments.
It allows for, I would say, the working class individuals who are looking for somewhere great to live. It's not a great opportunity.
Rose says it's attainable housing designed for recent graduates or lower income workers who have had trouble finding a home. The plan comes a few months after the Palm Gardens apartments opened just down the road at the former Ambassador Hotel.
I've heard that things are going great and look forward to this potentially being a moving thing where we're taking blighted motels and we're turning them into nice facilities that people can reside.
Now, when this hotel is converted, it actually won't look that different from the outside. The restaurant over here will also stay the same. What is changing is the opportunity for future residents and stability for the area.
And I think this may be an actual good thing for the area.
Eddie Tosado manages the business next door and thinks the plan will have a positive impact.
I see the city getting more and more involved in these projects around, especially in this immediate area.
Once approved, the apartments are expected to be open by the end of next year. Shan says it's another step in meeting the city's needs.
So we're working hard with as many partners as we can in the community to create housing opportunities.
In Orlando, Mark Lehman, Getting Results, News 6.
So, of course, stay with News 6. We will keep you updated as we follow up on that story and what those city leaders decide on that plan. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more information about free flu shots this week. Welcome back. Well, this week, News 6 is partnering once again with CentraCare to bring you some opportunities to get the flu shot, and it will be free. And joining us this morning is Dr. Scott Brady, CEO with CentraCare, to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning, Bridgett. Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, happy Veterans Day. And we are just so excited to once again partner with you all to help get these vaccinations to people free of charge. It is flu season already. So what are some of the main things people should know about getting the flu shot? Because there are many frequently asked questions. So we want to go over that this morning.
Well, we've been partnering together for over 20 years. And Advent Health CentraCare has been offering free flu shots to the community for over 20 years. And this week is Flu Shot Week. We have 3 events that we're giving free flu shots away on the 11th today at Sanford, on the 13th in East Orlando at the University CentraCare, and then in Claremont CentraCare on November 14th. So 3 opportunities for you and your family to get flu shots. It's something you have to get every year because the influenza changes every year. And so we would love for folks to come out. It is easy. It is in and out in just a few minutes. There's fun stuff for the kids. It's always hard for kids to get shots, but this makes it as easy as possible.
That's great. And you talked to me a few minutes before we came on about how it's good to try to make sure if you can't make it this week, to just try to get it before we kick into the holiday season.
That's right. When you get the flu shot, it takes 3 or 4 weeks for your body to develop that immune response to protect you. We're about ready to go into Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if you're a healthy individual, then that's wonderful. The influenza is just, a 10-day problem for you. But it can be really serious to those who are older, younger, chronic illnesses, folks that have diabetes, heart disease, lung diseases, on immune suppressants. If you're obese, these are dangerous situations. And so get your flu shot, protect yourself, protect your family during the holiday season.
And who are those most at risk, like you just mentioned? It starts with babies going into seniors who can get the shot. It's young as 6 months, right?
You can get it as young as 6 months. Pregnant females are at high risk. The older you get, you're at higher risk. If you have immune suppressants to suppress your immune system, you're at high risk. If you're obese or have chronic health disease, you're at very high risk. And so what we saw, if you remember a couple years ago in COVID, is we saw COVID was a bad virus, and it was really affecting terribly those in these exact same categories. And so when the influenza virus comes around, it also affects people with these same categories of disease.
When we talk about the categories of disease, we also noted that you can get the flu shot as well as like other vaccines, such as like the COVID vaccine, if it's time for you to get that as well.
You can get both at the same time, and both are necessary. So every year, we look and see in the Southern Hemisphere, Australia, other Southern Hemisphere, what strains of influenza are going around. And then we put that into the flu vaccine here to protect us. Every flu season, there's multiple strains of influenza going around. That's why there's 3 strains in this year's virus to protect us.
Okay. And how do you know which strains to put in? Because people always wonder, like, how do I know if it's going to work? Because there's been a lot of research and calculation around how to craft the flu shot every year.
There really has. Amazingly, there is a kind of a migratory aspect to flu. They wonder whether it's through birds or some other kind of migration. But what you see in Australia during their winter, which was a few months ago, is what you see the next year in America during our winter. And so we will predict what to put into our vaccines by looking at what's going around the Southern Hemisphere during their winter. And we've been pretty accurate at that. Not always perfect, but pretty accurate.
And it's not just one strain that you're protected against if you get the flu shot.
Yeah, you're protected against 3 strains, and that's good because there's multiple strains every year. So you'll never find an easier way to get a flu shot than the events this week, and they're free, and we hope everybody comes out.
And sometimes people do experience side effects. So sometimes there's that, that thought behind, oh, I got the flu shot and it made me feel sick. But there are sometimes side effects, but it's not a long-term effect.
Yep. The flu shot is not a virus. There are no viruses that are alive in the flu shot. There's pieces that resemble the viruses that your body can then learn how to attack. So there's nothing in the flu shot that can replicate or cause you to get the flu. So that's a common myth that somebody get a flu shot. The most common thing is to get no side effects. If there are any, it's usually generally a soreness. You'll kind of get 3 or 4 hours after you get the shot, and then when you lay on the side that evening, you're like, "Ooh, that was sore," and then gone the next day. That's the most common side effect.
Okay. And why do we need to get it every year? Because it's an annual appointment you need to keep up.
It is. And the influenza virus, there's multiple influenza viruses. They change every year. They morph every year, mutate every year. And so last year's influenza does not necessarily protect you from this year's viruses that come around.
Okay. All right. And so those events, once again, today in Sanford along West 1st Street from 2 to 5. Then we also have one coming up Wednesday along University Boulevard in Orlando, 2 to 5. And Thursday in Claremont from 2 to 5 on East Highway 50. So plenty of opportunities. And of course, as always, flu shots readily available if you can't make it out to these free events. But this is always a nice bonus if you can.
Absolutely. Going out there, find the Center Care, and we will see you, and you'll be in and out quicker than you can believe.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Brady. Take care.
Thank you, Bridget. Have a good day.
You too. All right, there you have it. Of course, more information about all of that on clickorlando.com if you would like to take a closer look, save it, share it, and head out there and get your free flu shot. Now to a warning about student loans. Lewis Bolden is taking a closer look in this week's Schemes and Ripoffs Alert.
Hi, this is Kathy. There are many scams disguised as help for student loan forgiveness.
Suspension of student loan repayment ends soon.
Scammers are reaching out by phone, letters, and emails.
So scams in general are very widespread.
Danny Jenkins is an IT cybersecurity expert with ThreatLocker.
So things like student loans, tax returns, lots of people are doing it, so it's much easier to trick someone. Because if you don't need to trick everyone, you just need to trick 1 in 100 people you speak to.
Jenkins says scammers are often after your personal information and your money.
You must call now.
First, the Department of Education says it will never use urgent wording, and there is no cost to participate in the loan forgiveness program. So anyone asking for a processing fee is a scammer.
Hackers are using all these different special text features called Unicode, HTML formatting.
Jeremy Fuchs with Checkpoint says hackers have found a way to get around email security that would typically send them to spam. He says in the last couple of weeks, Checkpoint has caught 7,500 phishing emails targeting student loan holders. So to be a cautious consumer, look out for pressure points, statements that create urgency for a quick decision. And be skeptical of anyone asking for your loan information or programs asking for upfront fees. Remember, don't fall for the scheme, don't get ripped off. But if you do, email me at lbolden@wkmg.com. Getting results, I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
All right, and before we go, don't forget about us hitting the road. News 6 is hitting the road to Pine Hills tomorrow, where we will broadcast live from the Walt Disney World Boys and Girls Club from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we're looking forward to sharing all the stories we have put together about the community and celebrating with you. That is WKMG hitting the road tomorrow live from 4 to 7 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that here and on WKMG as well. And before we go, don't forget all those Veterans Day discounts and freebies for veterans are posted on clickorlando.com. There are many discounts and freebies available today. Everything from activities and attractions to food items. So make sure you check that out. I'll also share that link on my Facebook page as well, so you can share that. And if you would like to support the Boys and Girls Club families for this Thanksgiving, make sure you scan this QR code. This is our second turkey drive for Black Men Sundays podcast, and our Corey Murray hosts that. And last year they were able to feed 50 families. So this year they're hoping to do that and even exceed it. So make sure you make a donation to help feed families this Thanksgiving through the turkey drive. You can scan that QR code. But that will do it for us this morning. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you again at noon and tomorrow morning for more breakfast right here on News 6 Plus. Take care.